Unraveling the meaning of worm trail. Hello, wonderful learners and language enthusiasts. Today, we're going to dive into a fascinating English phrase that you might have come across, worm trail. It's a term that might evoke some curious imagery, but by the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of what it means and how to use it in your everyday English conversations. So, let's get started and follow the trail together. The phrase, worm trail, isn't one you'll find in classic textbooks, as it's not a formal English idiom. However, it's a vivid piece of language that can be used metaphorically. Literally, a worm trail refers to the path or line created by the movement of a worm, especially visible after a rain when worms move across sidewalks or soil. Metaphorically, a worm trail might be used to describe a trail or route that is not straight, indirect, or seems to have been made haphazardly, much like the meandering way a worm moves. When used metaphorically, worm trail could refer to anything that meanders or takes a non-direct route. This could be a physical path, like a trail in the woods that doesn't go straight from point A to point B, or it could describe a process or line of thinking that is not straightforward. For example, if someone's explanation about something is very long and convoluted, you might say they are following a worm trail of thought. It's important to note that using this phrase in formal contexts might not be appropriate because it's a bit colorful and casual. In everyday speech or creative writing, however, it can add a playful or descriptive element. To help you understand how to use worm trail in conversation or writing, let's look at some examples. His essay was difficult to follow. It was like a worm trail of ideas that led everywhere and nowhere. We tried to decipher the map, but the paths marked were like worm trails, not giving us any clear direction. I enjoy her lectures, but sometimes she goes off on a worm trail and loses the main point. In each of these sentences, worm trail is used to convey the sense of something that is winding, confusing, or indirect. And that brings us to the end of our path today. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the phrase, worm trail, and now feel confident in understanding and using it in your English conversations. Remember, language is a living thing, full of colorful and dynamic expressions, and worm trail is just one example of how English can be both descriptive and playful. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you trailblaze through your English learning journey.